Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So brand new crypto rules in the UK, this coming from CoinDesk, guys. Stablecoin rules received the royal assent, passing into law. The Financial Services and Markets Act of 2023 classifies crypto as a regulated financial activity. So globally, we're getting closer and closer to crypto regs being solidified. And, in the US, we're going to have to see rules come, to some sort of landing point because, we can't have a world where there are clear rules in one jurisdiction while we're waiting on other major economies creating their rules. So a UK bill gives regulators the power to supervise crypto and stablecoins. This was approved by King Charles on Thursday, marking the last formal stage that makes the bill law. Royal assent is purely procedural, and that's how they do it over there in the UK. The act gives us control of our financial services rulebook following the UK's exit from the EU, enabling regulation of crypto assets to support their safe adoption in the UK. This coming from Financial Services Minister Andrew Griffith. The bill, which was introduced in July 2022, gives regulators more power over the financial system, including crypto. While the bill was debated in Parliament, amendments were added to treat all crypto as regulated activity and to supervise crypto promotions. The bill will also bring stablecoins into the scope of payment rules. So, another step for regulatory clarity in the US. I mean, whether we like it or not, this is how it's moving forward. Meanwhile, we've got Biden. This came out the other day. Joe Biden aims for tax system fairness, closing loopholes for crypto traders. And so, this is not going to be a popular decision, I don't think. Crypto loopholes, what were the loopholes to begin with? I'd like to know. Maybe just because you haven't regulated it quick enough that people are just cashing out of the crypto and the IRS is like, well, we don't know what to do. Joe Biden is gearing up for his upcoming campaign and has made significant promise relating to the crypto market and traders. The rise of the crypto market has presented a unique set of challenges, including tax framework. Should have regulated it sooner, maybe. And in this morning's video, if you guys didn't catch that, I'll link it up here. Right near the beginning, Anthony Scaramucci was on a Bloomberg interview, and he was talking about crypto regs in the United States, basically how ridiculous Gary Gensler is. He was on a Canadian news outlet, and he was saying, the regulations in Canada are at least clear and they make sense. Essentially, what the Canadian government is doing is they are regulating crypto similar to stocks. So you pay capital gains tax. When you cash out of a stock in the stock market, if you bought Apple at $1, sold it at $100, it would be the exact same thing as if you bought crypto at $1 and sold it at $100. So they're treating it the exact same way, which makes sense for all intents and purposes. I'm sure there's going to be some nuances here because crypto actually has utility. It's different than stocks in that way. So I don't know what these loopholes even mean. If you guys have an idea, please do put it down in the comments section. You can also tag me on Twitter. According to the official statement, President Biden is going to make it fair by eliminating these loopholes for traders and hedge fund managers. And they're crying poor here. They're saying because of these loopholes, they lost out of $18 billion in tax revenue. You contrast that with what RFK is saying for cryptocurrency, saying, people have the right to hold Bitcoin and other cryptos. They want to use cryptocurrencies for payments. I know there are some governors or some mayors. I think it was the mayor of Miami. He said, that he was going to be taking some of his paycheck, some of his salary in Bitcoin specifically. So we've got all these out of the box politicians, lower level politicians. Nevertheless, they are still politicians and they are accepting cryptocurrency for what it is. A form of money. People see that it has value. It trades on the open market and it has the value of what people perceive it to have. And so just as an example, Bitcoin right now, as of the time of this recording, trading just under $30,800 per coin. And we've got XRP here still trading at around 48 cents, 47.948, give or take. So, I don't know how guys like Joe Biden are going to make it in this run, to be honest, but he's got some support. I'm curious, though, to see how another Democratic candidate, RFK, does in this coming cycle. Anyway, going to keep moving. I found this interesting, Mr. Mann posting this. Did you know that some of Ripple's team members include the SEC and the NSA? This was from June of 2018, so way before the lawsuit. But they were on a team, Our Experience, Financial Services, Technology, and Regulation, okay? Federal Reserve, the SEC, and the NSA were part of Ripple's vision back in June of 2018. So this was, rewind 5 years ago. Much has changed since then, but it is funny how different now the outlook is, considering the new regulators in town. This was before Gary Gensler was clearly at the SEC. So, but we are going to see a change, guys, and whether Joe Biden becomes president or Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or a member of the XRP community, because get this, one of us, yes, a member of the XRP community is throwing his hat in the ring as a US presidential candidate. This one from Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed. Crypto CEO Patrick L. Riley shocks the community by announcing his US presidential candidacy, garnering support from crypto enthusiasts. In a surprising move for the crypto community, Patrick L. Riley, the CEO of Reaper Financial and chairman of the Block Oversight Committee, has announced his candidacy as the president of the United States of America in the upcoming 2024 election. And he took to Twitter expressing his commitment to bring real solutions from the blockchain and technology sector to the forefront of American politics. Guys, I've got the tweet up here. My official announcement, he says, of candidacy for President of the United States of America will launch Friday at 17 hours Central Standard Time. It is time for the blockchain and technology sector to have real representation and bring real solutions to bear. There you go, Patrick Riley could be the next president of the United States of America. Bill Morgan here posting this, seeing as you have a U.S. regulator who causes harm to investors globally in a global asset class, can I, although an Aussie, have a vote and vote for you? No screwing up my investments without representation. So, people in the XRP community are coming out and supporting this, of course. And I wish Patrick well, too. Congratulations and good luck on your race to become the next U.S. president. I mean, could you imagine what that would mean for XRP? Boom goes the dynamite. Let's continue on, guys, because we do have some things to look forward to, guys. We finally got a date for the FEDNow launch. We knew it was going to happen sometime in July. I personally thought it was going to happen July 1st. I don't know why I had that date in my head. And I know I told one of my viewers, I think it was from my Patreon, that it was going to happen on July 1st. So if you're watching this today, no, it's not July 1st. We got a confirmation that it is, in fact, July 20th. That is the magic day. Kristen Robertson from Finastra has just confirmed that. Listen to this.
Mike Lawson here with CU Broadcast. Welcome back to our show. And on today's program, we have Kristen Robertson from the fine organization called Finastra. Kristen, how are you today? Good to see you.
I'm doing just fine, Mike. Nice to see you as well.
Yay. Well, today we're talking about a super fascinating topic that I'm going to be all transparent here, that I just basically found out about. My gosh, I'm in the financial services industry. Why did I not know this? But anyway, I digress on that. The Federal Reserve's new payments rail called FEDNow, which is going to be starting up, I think, in July. Is that correct, Kristen? Somewhere?
July 20th is the magic day.
That's the big day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're talking to you today about how Finastra is going to be working with credit unions and community banks to help them prepare for what's about to happen here.
So Finastra is just one of those companies that's going to be helping banks and credit unions prepare. We know that a lot of Ripple-enabled institutions are also going to be part of this. But boom, there you have it, guys. July 20th is the day. Also being brought up by Mr. Man here on Twitter, potential FEDNow go live dates. Okay, so this one from a presentation here, also mentioning, if I punch in there, also mentioning July the 20th, 2023. Here we have it here. A bit of a bigger slide, expected to go live July 20th, 2023. Services will provide liquidity management tool to support instant payment services. The tool will enable participants in FEDNow to transfer funds to one another and support liquidity needs related to payment activity in the FEDNow service. Now, liquidity needs, that is going to be important, guys, moving forward. We've heard about, as I say again, Ripple-enabled companies working with FEDNow. We know this is going to be for domestic payments first, but will we see XRP utility being used eventually? I think so. Here's Miriam Sherrill, okay? Head of Product, US Form 3. Mr. Man posting this. FEDNow will go live and more banks will connect as receive only to start. Inevitably, there will be more and more use cases and more adoption, and at that point, it will quickly scale. So Miriam Sherrill here explains it's going to be kind of like a flywheel effect, kind of like what Brad Garlinghouse was describing for RippleNet usage. Same thing is going to happen to FEDNow, guys. Listen to this.
Will close today. So I think as those businesses start shifting into, we want weekends, we want nights, we want to stop worrying about the wire cutoff time, then you're going to see more and more use cases move over. The bar example that I love, just because honestly, when do you think about splitting bills? That's really P2P, right? And so there is a bit more on that with a directory and such that has to be built out in the ecosystem to make that really feasible. Obviously, we have Zelle. So there's that, concept of is Zelle going to end up going over FEDNow and RTP? But I do think we're going to slowly get there. So back to your original question with the logical kind of way we'll get there. Banks will join, and they will join as receive only first. The big banks will join to send also, but a lot of banks are going to start with receive only, which does help. because once you have all 9,000, 10,000 banks receiving these payments, then someone like the Treasury could potentially move tax refunds over, right? Or a large bank that does payouts to across, the 9,000 other banks can move their use cases over. You've got the Venmo PayPal payouts. To your point, RTP already kind of set the stage. That does go over the RTP network, but only if the receiving bank is on the RTP network. And so it's got to kind of grow. That network effect has to happen. FEDNow will go live. I believe we'll see lots of banks start joining, especially as receive only. And as you see more and more banks going, we're going to see more and more use cases start to move over onto these rails. And then you'll just do that climb, right? Like more volume, more adoption, more volume, more adoption.
More volume, more adoption, more volume, more adoption, and so on, and so on, and so on. So starting with domestic payments, we've got Finastra enabled. We've also got, word that Valente, one of those early FedNow partners, is brought to us by the Cryptic Poet. Well, they are now making a major statement. They've successfully completed their pilot testing on the FedNow Instant Payments Network. They said down here the comprehensive pilot test included various transaction scenarios such as send, send, receive, bank-to-bank pilot testing by validating the core instant payment functionality on FedNow. Valente reaffirmed its commitment to assisting banks in seamlessly adopting the groundbreaking instant payment network. For banks, this is a quote, for banks embarking on their instant payment journey, Valente Technologies has been a steadfast partner providing innovative solutions and expertise. Their commitment to driving industry progress and supporting financial institutions is commendable. As a sponsor of the FPC's annual barometer survey, Valente actively contributes to the evaluation of payment system stakeholders, enabling us to assess the advancements, trends, and challenges surrounding faster payments in the United States. So one of the early partners, backed by Valente Technologies, a Ripple partner as well, they are saying they are ready to move now when FedNow goes live on July 20th, 2023 specifically. So here it also says banks can already test their ability to connect the network with Valente so that they can offer instant payment services to their customers when the service becomes available. In the meantime, Valente provides a single solution to support all U.S. real-time payments, including the Federal Reserve's FedNow service, the Clearinghouse RTP, and Zelle, which are available on-premise, in the cloud, or as a payment as a service model. So big news here, guys. Valente confirming they have successfully completed the pilot and they are also ready to roll. Valente Technologies, a Ripple partner, as brought up here by the Cryptic Poet. As we know, I've talked about it on this channel quite a bit. Valente Ripple plugin, they have the ability to use RippleNet as that payment send confirmation of payment settlement. So that's how it happens, right? Sender A bank confirms it through Valente. They use the RippleNet plugin and then it gets to receiver bank B. So just a screen grab here, just demonstrating that, guys. 2 Ripple partners now, at least that I'm highlighting today, but there are even more Ripple partners that are going to be running on FedNow. Now, FedNow is to launch a $0 request for payment service set to boost XRP adoption. This coming from BondCrypt XRP. I saw this floating around and was wondering about this. Okay, boosting XRP adoption. With the launch of the $0 RFP service, FedNow aims to enhance transaction efficiency, reduce costs, and facilitate widespread XRP utilization. So it got me interested. I wanted to read some of this because I wasn't entirely sure how they were going to be using XRP right out of the gate. I mean, after watching this, I was thinking, it's got to be building slowly. So was I wrong? In a groundbreaking move, FedNow, the innovative payment system, is gearing up to launch its highly anticipated $0 request for payment. So that's called RFP service. This revolutionary service holds significant implications for the world of crypto, particularly for the XRP community and the broader cryptocurrency industry. So this is a service offered by FedNow, and it's expected to unlock new possibilities for seamless payments and accelerate the adoption of XRP as a bridge currency by facilitating near instant transactions at no cost. FedNow's RFP service addresses key challenges in the current payment ecosystem and provides a powerful use case for XRP. Now, they were highlighting this tweet here from Wall Street Bulls on Twitter. Breaking news. Get ready for the groundbreaking launch of FedNow's revolutionary $0 request for payment. So you have a creditor here, the creditor agent, FedNow Service Reserve Bank, 0 RFP. It goes to the debtor agent, the debtor. So FedNow participant creditor agent sends a $0 RFP across the FedNow service to the FedNow participant, who then receives it. The FedNow participant responds by sending a $0 RFP response to inform the FedNow participant whether the debtor is technically enabled to receive RFPs from the creditor or the biller. Now, nowhere here does it suggest they're going to be using XRP specifically. I mean, the $0 concept sounds as though they're going to be running on some kind of DLT platform at a near zero cost, which they would probably swallow the fractions of pennies, and pass on the savings to the customer. Here's some more slides just suggesting, considering Finastra is one of those companies that's going to be working with FEDNow, also that they are running on Ripple. So, I mean, Wall Street bulls here putting some things together, but I was wondering myself, considering we got a representative, where was it here? From Form 3, the head of product, US Form 3, suggesting FEDNow is going to build and work into liquidity slowly. More use cases, more adoption. Banks are going to start with receive only. It got me thinking, how are we going to see this RFP service roll out? So they're saying here it will boost XRP utility, and maybe it will for the long term. However, guys, I don't actually think it's going to happen right away. This one from Schlobby Dev here on Twitter, request for payments or RFP services has nothing to do with XRP. The XRPL doesn't even support RFP. RFP has been available in the SEPA area for some time. It's being used daily without XRP. Check the facts. So some people also commenting down here like Arturo Portilla. So many people who don't have a minimum understanding of what payments are or how they work, yet they're so eager to wildly speculate on what many common and uninteresting industry terms may refer to. And he's saying, yeah, here. So he is saying it's not going to be using XRP, at least not right away, or I guess to be more clear, request for payment does not need to use XRP. It is not enabled for XRP. So again, maybe people like Wall Street bulls just getting excited that, this is going to be the case. And perhaps Crypto Newsland reported on this maybe a little prematurely. Nevertheless, guys, we are getting a slow build of utility going to be using XRP. These Ripple-enabled companies are already involved. We have finally got a go live date. That is July the 20th. 2023. To me, I mean, I look at this and I just think all things are looking very, very positive for the crypto industry overall. I mean, generally speaking, sure, we got the US scrambling along, but the market is still low, guys. We still have some great opportunities to buy more cryptocurrencies to cost average into your positions. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.